Good afternoon, everyone. If you see me smiling, there's a reason. The reason is right here, Minister Fedeli and Premier. You know, every time they're in the riding, it's a good news. And I always say this, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have such a wonderful resident of Mississauga, Malton. So thank you for all your support. And today, we want to say thank you to the Lee Holding Inc. for their remarkable contribution happening right here to Ontario's manufacturing and agricultural sector. The expansion plans to create 275 new well-paying jobs. It's a tremendous opportunity and a benefit for youth, people trying to get more involved in the workforce. These are the jobs supporting the well-being and prosperity of the families in Mississauga, Malton, and across Ontario, while securing our supply chain and strengthening food security. Mr. Lee, we are proud of this milestone with you and look forward to the positive impact this project will bring. As always, thank you, Premier Ford. Thank you, Minister Jones. Thank you, Minister Fedeli, and my colleague, Minister Tangri, who's here, and of course, our favorite mayor, Carolyn Parrish, for being here today and for your leadership in supporting growth and opportunity, not just in Mississauga, Malton, right across Ontario. And now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce Mayor Carolyn Parrish, who's accomplished a lot in Mississauga, I would say a lot in Mississauga in such a short period of time, to share her remarks. Best wishes to Mayor for your many, 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 many more years service as Mayor. Welcome, Ms. Mayor Parrish.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a real honor to be here. I met Mr. Shim about a year ago and got involved with the Leli redevelopment. And they said, we have to go really quickly. I said, how quickly is quickly? He said, I want this thing up tomorrow. We have had our whole staff working full steam to assist Mr. Shim. And we have done, I think, a really good job. I think I'll hear about it if I didn't. But anytime he needs anything, we make sure it happens. This is just announced 250 jobs. In these days and this time, that's what we need is 250 jobs. And Mr. Shim is a pro at this. So it's a real honor that he has chosen Mississauga. It's a real honor that he's going to continue choosing Mississauga. And I thank you very much for having me here today. Next, I will introduce John Spiteria, who is the CAO.
Welcome, everyone. As we launch the most ambitious expansion project in our more than 40-year history, it's a great honor to host Premier Ford, Minister Fedeli, Minister Jones, Mayor Parrish, Invest Ontario, and the rest of the Mississauga PC caucus here at First Choice Beverage. Lee Holdings, the parent company of First Choice Beverage, started back in 1984 as a premium food wholesaler. To put that into perspective, we started the same year as Apple released its first Macintosh computer. A lot has changed since then, but those early days shaped a discipline and practical approach that still guide us today. Our company has grown into a diversified group with business interests in food and beverage, manufacturing, cold storage, logistics, real estate, healthcare, and even mining. But no matter how much we've expanded, we've stayed focused on building things the right way, step by step and with long-term stability in mind. Over time, as we strengthened our beverage operations, we developed our farm-to-table model, which is truly a turnkey solution that brings formulation, production, warehousing, and fulfillment together under one roof. This approach not only supports the newest technologies in our sector, but also helps strengthen Ontario's beverage manufacturing industry and agri-processing supply chain. It's an ecosystem that serves both global brands and local retailers, and one we're very proud of. Looking ahead to the next couple of decades, we had confidence that Ontario is well positioned to succeed, rising above the challenges caused by the uncertainty around U.S. tariffs and competitiveness of the manufacturing sector. Under Premier Ford's leadership and with his proven consistent support of Ontario businesses, we believe this province can weather whatever comes our way. And more important than that, we believe Ontario will lead by investing in advanced facilities, cutting-edge manufacturing technology, and the next generation of skilled technical talent. With this expansion, we are committing to exactly that. Through flexible production, health-focused processing, and sustainable practices, we aim to drive Ontario's food and beverage technology ecosystem forward, particularly in the fast-growing ready-to-drink market. We're truly excited about what this means for Mississauga and for Ontario. Specifically, more jobs, stronger local industry, and continued economic leadership for our province. This expansion represents our confidence in the future and our belief that Mississauga is the right place to grow for our business. It is now my pleasure to invite the Honourable Minister Trevor Jones to the podium. As many of you may know, his riding is referred to as the tomato capital of Canada. However, apart from that, an interesting fact is that we use many of their apple and soya beans that are grown in his riding for our inputs. Minister, we appreciate your service and your support of the farm to table. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Trevor Jones, your MPP for Chatham-Kent-Leamington, and very proud and privileged to be Ontario's Minister of Agriculture, Food and Agribusiness. I'm so grateful to be here in MPP Anand's riding in Mississauga, Malton, to join Premier Ford, Minister Fedeli, Associate Minister Tangri, and our partners. It's such a privilege to have partners for this historic announcement with Li. Ontario's agri-food sector is the backbone of our economy. It generates nearly $52 billion in GDP annually and employs 1 in 9 of us, including myself. Food and beverage processing is Ontario's largest manufacturing sector, accounting for the highest share of manufacturing GDP in Ontario. It supports jobs, families, and communities like right here in Mississauga, Malton. Our government will continue to make the strategic investments necessary to protect the people that drive our sector forward. Today's announcement helps achieve the goals for a Grow Ontario strategy by increasing the production of food grown and prepared right here at home, as well as contributing to the economic growth of the entire sector. By working with our partners, we're strengthening our supply chains, creating more good-paying jobs, and ensuring Ontario remains the best place to do food business. Congratulations to Li, and thank you for your trust and confidence in Ontario. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague and mentor, Minister Vic Fedeli. Minister Fedeli. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Jones. It's a pleasure to be here in Mississauga alongside Premier Ford and our colleagues as we celebrate an important milestone for one of Ontario's great, and I mean really great, homegrown success stories. Li's story reflects the entrepreneurial spirit that has long defined Ontario's economy. This now global business traces its roots, as you heard from John, back to 1984. Now, maybe that was Apple Computer, but now it's Apple Juice, John. 1984, when Li Shim began his small business in Toronto, supplying restaurants with reliable, high-quality products. From those humble beginnings, Li has grown into a global business with over 400 employees and partnerships spanning across major brands, all anchored by the same commitment to reliability and quality. For Li, today's expansion will increase their production offerings as they continue to serve their growing Canadian and international customers. For Ontario, it's yet another testament that our government is fostering the conditions for businesses to succeed. It means more good-paying jobs, more integrated supply chain, and more opportunities for Ontario suppliers in agriculture, plastics, packaging, logistics, and transportation. And it means more major brands will be able to choose made-in-Ontario products when looking to source their food and beverage packaging. With President Trump's tariffs targeting Canada's leading industries, we are acting decisively to attract strategic investments that strengthen and protect Ontario's domestic capabilities, from advancements in critical technologies and radiopharmaceuticals to strengthening supply chains across our advanced manufacturing and agri-food sectors. Our government is fostering the conditions for businesses and workers to succeed now and for generations to come. That is how we're protecting Ontario. John, Lee, we congratulate you and your entire team here, and thank you for trusting Ontario with your continued growth. Now, from our side, all of this needs leadership, and that's where we turn to our leader, Premier Doug Ford. Over to you, boss.
Thank you. Well, first of all, good afternoon, everyone, and I want to thank Minister Fedeli. What a great introduction. I'll tell you, he's a champion. Folks, he flies all around the world and brings home a lot of opportunities, a lot of jobs. And it's great to be back here in the great city of Mississauga with Mayor Parrish. Things have changed drastically under your leadership, Mayor, and thank you. I'm very, very grateful. We see businesses coming. We see homes getting built. We never saw that under the last mayor. But Minister Jones and Tangri, along with MPP Anand, I want to wish everyone here at Lee all the very best. John and Mr. Shim, thank you for your investment, and the entire team at Lee for having us here today. With tariffs and economic uncertainty taking direct aim at Ontario's economy, our government has been doing everything we can to build a more competitive, resilient, self-reliant economy by cutting red tape, lowering taxes, creating jobs, and making Ontario the most attractive place to invest in all of the G7. And our plan is saving companies nearly $12 billion and 1.8 million person hours this year alone and every single year. These are savings that companies are investing back into their Ontario operations by expanding their facilities, purchasing new equipment, and creating more good-paying jobs. And that's exactly why we're here today, where I am thrilled to announce that Lee will be investing over $533 million to build a new 85,000 square foot state-of-the-art bottling and packaging facility right here in Mississauga. I love that, Mr. Shim, whoever planned that bell going off. I think it was a truck pulling in, but it worked out perfectly. This investment will expand the current plant by 15,000 square feet, create 275 new jobs, high-quality jobs, and strengthen Ontario's supply chain in the food and beverage manufacturing. As part of this investment, Lee is also developing a new white label line specifically for brands that are using locally sourced ingredients, creating new economic opportunities for agri-food businesses across Ontario. I think that's a fabulous idea, by the way. Is it ever? Today's investment is a game changer, not just for Mississauga workers and families, but for our province as a whole. As the cost of tariff impacts families and businesses, it's never been more important to bring more of our food and beverage production back home, support our local farms and growers, and keep essential industries where they belong right here in Ontario. Folks, to make this happen, our government will continue cutting taxes and red tape, building on the $113 billion in foreign direct investments we've attracted, and the more than 1 million jobs we've created since 2018. In fact, this week alone, thanks to Minister Fedeli's leadership, our government has announced nearly $1 billion in investments that will create more than 700 jobs across Ontario, with more still to come down the pipeline. I love when Minister Fedeli comes back from his trips, comes back with a binder, and he said, this $1 billion investment, that $1 billion investment, and thank you for all your hard work. I want to again thank everyone at Lee for your continued investment in our province in helping us make Ontario the most competitive, resilient, and self-reliant economy in all of the G7. I want to thank you and may God bless the people of Ontario. Now, folks, when you're in the store, look for Simply Apple, Simply Orange, Simply Lemonade, Simply everything. So let's give this thing a shot. There's no cork stopper in here like with the Crown Royal, is there? Okay. Oh, that's fresh. That is fresh. Simply Apple, folks. Anyways, thank you. This is delicious.